Hi, my name is Brandon Walker, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about the William Shakespeare authorship debate. I'm going to be talking about the pro-Shakespeare side. To start off, I'm going to give you some William Shakespeare's background. He was born in Stratford-upon-Avon, which is a small market town with a population of roughly around 2,000 in 1564. And proof of his birth was that he was baptized in Stratford-upon-Avon April 26, 1564, which was roughly done when babies were about 3 days old in this time. And he also lived to be 50. He died on April 23rd, 1616, which led him to be 52 years old, I believe. His family. He had a father, John Shakespeare, who was a glover, and he was the High Bailiff of Stratford. His mother was Mary Arden. She was the daughter of a wealthy farmer, so she was an heiress to a great deal of fortune. And they had 3 children together, Hamnet, Judith, and Susanna. His jobs throughout his life. One of his more popular jobs was he was an actor for Lord Chamberlain's Men, which was a very successful acting group of the time, in which he also became a part manager. He was also an entrepreneur because he owned the Globe Theater for part of it, and he was actually successful at this even though the Globe Theater burned down 3 times. And as most of us already know, he was considered to be one of the best writers of all time, so he was also a writer as one of his careers. Some oppositions to Shakespeare: Francis Bacon. Toby Matthews' quote here: "The most prodigious wit that ever I knew of my nation and of this side of the sea is your lordship's name, though he be known by another name." This is one of the more important quotes that regard Francis Bacon to be the writer of all of Shakespeare's plays, because it shows that he worked under another name, or can show that he worked under another name during his lifetime. We also have Edward de Vere, who was the 17th Earl of Oxford, who was well educated, well traveled, especially to areas in which most of Shakespeare's plays are based, like Italy. Also, Hamlet is believed to be considered a biography of Edward de Vere's life by people who believe he wrote the plays. And he had few works published under his name, but then he stopped writing early in his life because he became a high member of the court and he wanted to protect his reputation. And he started doing this roughly around when Shakespeare started writing. Some of the flaws to the oppositions: Francis Bacon. There's a quote by people. "There are far more allusions to the stage and the acting in Bacon's works than there are in Shakespeare." This is one of the main arguments against Bacon because it shows that he used allusions a lot more than Shakespeare did, which, if you compare the plays, the bigger use in allusions really shows throughout all their works and helps to prove that Bacon didn't really write plays. He didn't write anything like Shakespeare did. Edward de Vere, he died in 1604, after which 14 of Shakespeare's plays were published, and then 18 more were published after were considered to be published after Shakespeare died. So at this point, that means there would have had to have been someone else writing plays for him, or they published them afterwards. Some of the evidence for Shakespeare: his name appears on many of his works. The first signature was on one of his poems in 1593, Venus and Adonis. And also the first folio, which was published in 1623 by 2 of William Shakespeare's friends. It helps to show that some of the plays, sonnets, and poems that he wrote but never published were attributed to his name and to his career. Some of the documents that are still in existence that show some of William Shakespeare's signatures in his works. There's a bunch of sonnets that were published together that have his signature on them. There's the signature on his will, and there's also the first folio, which was published by his friends. So in conclusion, there were 2 great oppositions to Shakespeare, Francis Bacon and Edward de Vere. However, all their evidence to support those 2 was very circumstantial and would have had to fall under them working under separate names, and Shakespeare not actually writing any of the works himself, and them coming up with the name William Shakespeare at the same time someone was alive at that name. So, in my opinion, I believe that Shakespeare is the actual writer of all the works that are attributed to him, and that the opposition doesn't have a real strong case against him. Thank you.